essential checklist for inspecting a used laptop. So in this video I'm going to basically go through this list and let you know what you need to do. First up, you can access this link in the description, so you've got this checklist to easily walk through. So we're going to do a couple of things, not specifically in this order, but first up you want to do a visual inspection of your computer. What I mean by that is you look around the computer. If it's a laptop, check all the ports, look at the laptop in terms of the connections and try each connection. If you have multiple type C connections, you want to test the type C's. If you have USBs, test those. If you have HDMI, check the HDMI, and pretty much most of those will be those. If you have SD card reader or a headphone, check that as well. You can do and then when you start the computer up, you want to do a factory reset. How we need that is go to Windows, type in reset this PC, click on that, and you'll see here it says reset this PC, get started, and it'll come up with another box, remove everything. I thought I was going to do that then, but yeah, so local reinstall, and you go through and it wipes everything basically, and then it acts as if you had a new installation of Windows. So that's Windows 10. Similar steps can apply to Windows 11, but you want to do that as the first point of call because you have a fresh wipe of your computer. Now next up, verify system specs. After booting up, open Task Manager to check the CPU, memory, RAM and SSD. This will confirm the laptop matches the specification you purchased. So if you do, you can do this a number of ways. You can right click here and do Task Manager, and you'll get this come up. Make that full screen so you can see it. Click on Performance. When you clicked on CPU, follow my mouse. When you come over here, you'll see just there is 11th gen Intel R i7 11th gen 3 GHz. That's the CPU. Coming down here, you can see at the bottom it's a 3 GHz. It's got one socket, 4 CPU cores and 8 logical processors. So this is like the processors. When you bought it, you would have seen all of this information. Then you come over to memory. You'll see over the top here it says 32 gigabytes. When you come down here, it shows you how many of those are used. So you've got slots used 8 of 8, and you've got this speed of RAM, and these sometimes you get the type of RAM as well. So if it's exchangeable, how many slots are used, etc. Then you come over to disk and you'll see the size of the SSD, which is here, type SSD, and then you've got the formatted drive, which is that size, 238. And if you come over to the top, you can get the exact name of the SSD you've got installed. And then if you have a GPU, you can come over here and check GPU settings. This is like a basic overview of this. There's another way of doing that. Let me give you an extra tip. Right click on here and do Device Manager, and then here you've got like a slightly more valuable way of looking at it. You can check each and everything you've got batteries here. So if you've got a laptop battery, you've got your camera, if you have a HD camera, the type of camera you've got, the display adapters, which normally shows the type of graphics. You've got additional little things in here like the monitors, like the type of monitor display you're using. If you click on it, it gives you the name of it. You can click on processors here as well, which is the 11th gen processor. You can count each of the processors, which total 8, that we know it's right. Then you've got the sound drivers and GPU and all that kind of stuff here as well. So keep an eye on these and check these to match what you bought. Check memory, run a Windows memory diagnostic. You can do that by simply typing in this here, so MD. So if I go, what I'll do is just the command way. So you go in there, type in CMD, run as administrator. As it asks you if you want permissions, you give permissions, you put that command in there, you press enter, and you'll notice this box comes up here. Now this is an easy way of testing your RAM. It will take about an hour or so, but it's a good idea to do this at this stage because if something's wrong, you can basically return the item. So memory problems are checked. What it does is you restart now and check for problems. It will restart your computer and a bar will appear on the screen, and it'll go through each of your RAMs and it'll check for any errors. I won't do that now because it'll restart my computer. Click cancel on that. Check battery health. So you can check what your battery health is like. There's a couple of ways of doing this. I'll give you both options. One is a bit more complicated, one is easier. Like we just did, you can come down here and do CMD command prompt, run as administrator, click yes, and then you'll see this command back here that I've given you, so you can go between the quotation marks. Just take this and you copy that, you paste it into here, and I might not have, let me just make sure I've copied the correct one. Pavas, yeah, up to here. You copy entirely everything, enter. Okay, battery, you can see here it says battery life. So you'll see I made a couple of mistakes there. What I didn't copy the full quotation mark at the end. So if you do this, make sure you copy this quotation mark as well at the end. That's where it puts your battery report. And then you can go over to this location, see battery report, and see that battery report. And battery report tells you how good your battery is, basically, as in like how much health is left. So if I go to the C drive, you'll see there's a battery report saved here. So we can see now in this is a Dell Latitude laptop. We've got the battery one installed. That's the design capacity there, and then here you'll see how much it fully charges to. So that shows me, by mistake I'll use the different thing, that shows me that at least 15%, the battery is probably at 75% based on these two values there. You basically take away those numbers. Should I show you this? Let me show you how I do that. So if I go to calculator, and then let's just check these numbers. So we've got 44,987, that's the bottom number here that I'm using, just over there, and then we do divided by 58,847 equals, that's the percentage difference, and then we times that by 100 to get the percentage. What is it? 76%, you can see. So this battery is not very good. They normally say 80% and below you want to start changing your battery to get better battery life, and you can tell that by coming down this table here. It basically explains when the start time of the computer was, what the state of the computer was, were you using it, was it closed, was it like sleeping, was it on charge, connected standby means charging, source, is it working off battery or is it working off power cable, the percentage that the battery was, and how much of the battery was charged in this measurement. So you come down here, you can basically scroll to see a few days. You can see how quick the battery discharges. So you'll notice in this battery there is a slight issue, because at 147 it was 79% charged, and after an hour and a half of use, about 3:30, the battery went to 5%. So there's a dramatic decrease in battery power. So I was worried about that, and I asked the seller, I was like, is there something wrong with the battery? Then I did this health report, and that's shown here by this table. You'll see how this just jumps down here. That's basically, up here was 80%, and it went all the way down to 5% down here. So I've recharged here at 6:30ish at 100%. I'm currently using the computer now, and within 20 minutes it's gone to 95%. So it makes me think it's losing power quite quickly, because these laptops are known to be business laptops and they should last extremely long. And you come down here, you've got additional information about the battery capacity and the battery life. So that's a good battery report to have. This one was a little bit complicated to do. What you could do instead is get the actual easier version of this, which gives you all this information, and I can show you that if I've installed it on this computer. I think I have. Let me check. Yeah, there. So if you go to that location mentioned, let me just get rid of these screens that we opened up. There's a battery info tool which you can basically download. You do click here and you can see it gives you that kind of information. So here it tells you the battery health, it's 76%, the design capacity, how much capacity it charges to, so it's not fully charging, and the device information. That's a quicker way of doing that, but if you're comfortable downloading software basically. So did I just close my page down? Now here it is. Okay, so that's what I'm explaining in this number 4. So you can check it by the command, or you can go to this website, which I'll open in a new window so you can see there, and you basically scroll all the way down, and here download info view, you will click and download that software, which is basically what that was. It's a free software, so you can use that. Check your battery health. Visual inspection we've talked about already, that should really be number 1. Check all your ports I spoke about, and check dead pixels. Dead pixels basically means on your display, let me do this now, you click here and you can do, let me just do I'm not a robot. Okay, and test your screen. Not a robot. Okay, one thing about this is it looks like it's got a lot of ads on there. So you go into full screen mode and you can use your arrow keys. So that's a black screen, that's a red screen, there's different colors that show up on screen. what you do is you look at your screen really closely and see if there's any dots or spots. If you're in a dark room, you'll be able to tell a lot better than this. So you go through each of these colors and check any dead pixels. So that's basically like a quick way of checking your display. So we've done a number of things here. We've checked the display, and we've checked the ports, we've checked the battery life, we've checked a number of things. Let me just go back. I don't like Edge just because of this reason. Let me just go back to the article. And okay, so here you can see we're at number 7. There are more things that I do check, so when I include this link in the description, save the link because I'll update this article with more. So I'm slowly adding more things onto it to make it like a central resource place. I don't like how adsy this is, by the way. Why are there so many ads on my website? Just look, there's a banner here, there's a banner here, there's a banner on the bottom. What's going on, mate? Can you reduce the ads? I think because I use a different browser, I don't see all of these ads, but I'm using Edge for the first time as this is a new computer. And if you get a new computer after these checks, you will start wanting to install programs. So the next video I'm going to be giving you an idea about is the programs you need to install on a new machine, which will get rid of a lot of this extra ads and stuff. So on screen you'll see the next video in the series. I'll see you on that.